Hello, everybody. It's Evan Lazar for CLNS Media back in the Patriots press pass film room. It feels good to be breaking down tape with you guys again. First time since the Patriots lost to the Buffalo Bills back in January that we're going to break down some tape here on Patriots press pass. In this video, we're going to break down Patriots first round pick, Cole Strange. And just like all of you, when the Patriots made the pick, Cole Strange, on last Thursday night, I was perplexed. An FCS guard at the top of the draft with all the needs that they had in other areas. I understood that the Patriots traded away Shaq Mason. They lost Ted Karras in free agency, but from a positional value standpoint, it felt like the Pats could have done better than a guard in the first round. With that being said, let's put all that aside because the draft is now over. The positional value, where he was ranked on media's boards, even myself included, none of it really matters at this point. All that matters is, can Cole Strange play or not? And based off the tape that I've seen at Chattanooga, and it's not just against FCS competition, also against SEC competition such as Kentucky, which is what we're going to break down in this video exclusively. Cole Strange against the Wildcats from last season. At the Senior Bowl, he also stood out to most scouts and most media in attendance. So this is a player that against real good competition, NFL caliber players, went out there and dominated at the point of attack in the run game and has all the tools and all the ability in the world with a 9.95 relative athletic score out of 10. A really good 40-yard dash time for 307 pounds, really good agilities, over 30 bench press, or almost 30 reps in the bench press as well. So he's strong, he's explosive, he can run, he's agile, and the Patriots may have just found a starting guard for this foreseeable future right here in Cole Strange. So let's get to the tape. So as I said, we're going to break down Cole Strange's performance against the University of Kentucky last season. Josh Paschall, Marcon McCall. These are NFL level players on the Kentucky defensive line. We're not talking about guys that aren't playing on Sundays next season. On the other side of the ball for Kentucky too, a lot of NFL talent on this team. Wan'Dale Robinson, Darion Kennard. These are guys that are going to be playing with Cole Strange in the NFL. So what I want to start with here is, admittedly, Chattanooga is an outside zone heavy scheme. They are an outside zone, inside zone team, and they don't run as much downhill gap power schemes like the Patriots do. Power, counter, those types of things. They did it a little bit, and we'll get to that in a second, but they majored in zone, outside zone, inside zone. And what's so great about Strange in that kind of system is you see that 9.95 relative athletic score come out a whole lot in these types of schemes. So in outside zone, you're going to have everybody on the offensive line is going to step out towards the sideline first and then create a horizontal flow to try to create cutback lanes and get up the field. In inside zone, it's a 45-degree angle and then up, and that's sort of the same thing as outside zone, more or less, just hit a little bit differently. The reads are a little bit different for the running back, but Strange really thrived in this system. I think the number one thing that stands out about him above everything else, and you're going to see it here, is his ability to get out of his stance and his first step explosiveness out of his stance. We don't necessarily talk about that a lot with linemen. It's more of a term we use with pass rushers. But Cole Strange's ability to get out of his stance and get running is truly rare. He's an explosive mover on the offensive line. The other thing that I think is really cool about what Strange is able to do here and do in general as we break down some of these other plays is he has this ability to be aware and to come off of his combination blocks, and moving parts never really catch him off guard or confuse him. And he's very hyper aware and active to moving pieces. So what the Kentucky defense is going to do here is they are going to twist their linebackers on the blitz scheme up the middle. So Strange's job, before we talk about that, is to combo on the center to try to help the center overtake the nose. And then he's going to come up here and create that crease or that cutback lane for the running back. And what he's going to see here by the defense is they're going to create this twisting action here up front, and it's going to kind of change the deck for the offense, but Strange doesn't really miss a beat. He ends up actually getting 2-for-1 essentially by the way that he blocks this, and he's going to get his hips turned upfield and create this crease. So let's roll it slowly to begin with, and then we'll watch it in full speed. So as we roll it, you're going to see that step out of his stance. Boom, right? See how much ground he gets and how far he gets out of that stance. And then you can start to see these linebackers kind of twisting here. And watch what he does next. He's going to take this foot, his right foot there, and he's going to get it up the field, and he's going to flip his hips towards the sidelines and open up towards the sidelines to essentially create a wall and a crease for the back. You see that next step that he takes and that explosive move he makes in his hips. Now we're starting to create this crease for the back, and watch how he kind of gets 2-for-1 there and makes this whole thing happen. So as we go back to it and watch it in full speed, just watch that initial first step out of his stance, and then watch his ability to flip his hips and crease this off, and you're going to see this explosive run for Chattanooga. Look at this hole when the back goes through the hole that is essentially created by Cole Strange. I mean, you get Damian Harris or Ramondre Stevenson running down this hole, forget about it, right? Or Pierre Strong, I guess, too. We can throw his name in the bag also. That's going to be an explosive run, and that's exactly what the back gets here. Nice move there on the safety, and almost houses this one, and that is all started by Cole Strange on the line of scrimmage. So the other thing, again, what I said, moving parts, so good at reacting, his timing, his rhythm, his awareness. So here he is again at guard, at left guard, next to the center. He's, again, going to have to overtake or help combo and overtake the center, help him with the nose tackle, right? And what ends up happening is after they shift over, they're going to get a free runner inside. I believe it's going to end up being this guy once he shifts over, that linebacker. And Cole Strange does a great job of seeing that linebacker fly through that gap, and he's going to his timing to come off the double team is just really tremendous here, and he's actually going to save the play. So as we roll it, you're going to see that shift with the motion, and the linebacker here is going to blitz the gap. And after Cole Strange helps the shade get over the center, he's going to then see that linebacker essentially trying to backdoor this play, and he's going to come off the combo. So here comes the combo, right? And he's going to help the center overtake. And here comes the linebacker. If Cole Strange right now stays on the combo, this run's not going anywhere. The linebacker's actually going to probably get the back down for a tackle for loss. So watch what Strange does. He comes off the combo, picks up that linebacker late, and then watch him finish all the way through the rep. And that helps Chattanooga get a positive run out of here. So let's watch it in full speed. So it's really about the timing and the rhythm here to see this backer be open and come off that timing and that rhythm of that combo block and get a hat on a hat and save the play. Just another great play there by Strange. Now we're going to see another outside zone scheme blocking here. And you're going to see his range, his ability to then reach out, help the tackle overtake Josh Paschall here on the left side, help the tackle get that block secured on the edge, and then he's going to get up to the second level. These are athletic movements, really athletic blocks, really good range, really good explosiveness and ability to run in the run game. Especially at left guard, the Patriots have had very athletic left guards in the past. Guys like Cho Tooney, for example, very, very good athletes. I think this is going to fit in very well for the Patriots. So here is on the left side. This is Josh Paschall right here, day 2 pick in the NFL draft over the weekend. He's a very, very good player. What Strange is going to do is he's going to combo and he's going to push Paschall onto the tackle. And what you're going to see, the tackle, once he gets that little push from Strange, is really going to be able to kick out Paschall and get him out of this gap. And then Strange is going to continue and fit up to number 9 there at the second level. This is just textbook outside zone blocking. And again, you see that range to get all the way out here. And you can see the tackle now has a much more easier kind of job to get Paschall out. And as the linebacker continues to flow in that direction, Strange has the balance and the athleticism to then get up and get a hat on a hat and start pushing him down the field. And it's another positive run for Chattanooga. So let's watch it one more time, but watch that range, and that first step again comes into play here to be able to get all the way out to Paschall and then come off of Paschall and get up to the second level and help the running back out here go down the field. So we continuously see this from Cole Strange on his tape at Kentucky. The key word here in outside zone lingo is reaching guys on the line of scrimmage that are outside of you. So right here, the D end, he has outside leverage on Cole Strange. He's outside shade on him, actually over the tackle, essentially. And Strange's first step and his explosiveness out of his stance allows him to then go ahead and reach these guys on the line. And this is a very difficult block to make. You have to be really athletic and really strong to be able to get out here and reach it. Now, this play doesn't necessarily go anywhere, but I just want you to watch, first of all, that Strange can get out here and get up to number 8 and reach him on the line of scrimmage. And then second of all, watch how far he pushes him down the field. This is textbook outside zone blocking right here, and you can see that contact right there, that leveraging into contact, the upward strike that he gets, the flexibility in his lower half to then go up and push number 8 all the way down the field and take him for a walk. That's exactly what you're looking for if you're going to continue to run outside zone. We can watch this one in full speed again, but just watch him be able to reach 8 and watch him just get out there, get his body positioning, and just walk him down the field. That's textbook outside zone. Don't look at the rest of the offensive line. That's not, none of those guys are on the Patriots. All right, here we go. So I mentioned before, outside zone heavy scheme. They don't run a lot of gap. Well, here's one instance where they do run a counter scheme or a gap scheme with a pulling guard. And I spoke to Cole Strange's offensive line coach, Coach Spradling, and you can read my interview of Coach Spradling on CLNSmedia.com. And in that interview, Spradling said to me that the only guy on the offensive line that Chattanooga allowed to pull was Cole Strange. They'd never pulled the other guard. They never pulled any of the tackles. The only guy that they ever called a gap scheme with a pulling blocker was when they let 69 and White pull. So here is Cole Strange at left guard. They are going to run counter, so they're going to have everybody blocked down, and then Strange is going to come through, and he's going to kick out the end. The tight end's going to insert and take care of the linebacker here, and that's sort of the flow of the block. Now, you can see in this rep Strange's inexperience, I would say, with blocking these types of techniques. His hand technique needs a little bit of work to sustain the block. So what you want to see him do, and he'll get there once he has more experience with these types of schemes, is you want to see him refit his hands and be able to really get inside of the player he's blocking and drive him down the field and drive him out of the gap. He kind of loses a little bit at the end of this rep, and he's not able to sustain the block. But I love the movement. I love the explosiveness. I love the power that he generates because of how quick he is, and that hand usage and technique will come with more reps in these types of schemes. So as we roll the play, Wildcat instance here, you can see how quickly he can get to this pull and how just explosive he is into the engagement. Now, the reason why he loses here is because of his hands. So if he can just get his hands further inside and he can kind of keep his pads down a little bit more, I think he gets a little bit too tall, then he'll be able to really drive through this block. Instead, he kind of gets stood up here. So the Patriots will work on this, but I think the movement skills and the power and the idea of it are all there. So I'm not too concerned that he's not going to be able to do it. It's just something that he's not done a whole lot in the past. So there is one example, at least, of him in more of a Patriot-like scheme, blocking on a pull, but you can just see the athleticism and how quickly he gets to it, and that still generates a lot of movement. It's just not quite as much of a kick out as you would like to see. So some things to work on there, certainly, for the Patriots, but also a lot to like about the movement skills that he has. So speaking of movement skills, now we got to talk about pass protection. And in this instance, I just want to show you the range that he has in pass pro and how quick his feet are and how balanced he is, and his strike is really, really, his two-hand strike and his hands are very, very firm, and he can really get, once he gets hands on you, the rep is pretty much over, and he can balance and he can move his feet to continue to sustain the block. So Kentucky is going to actually run a stunt here. And I don't know if Chattanooga has this just locked, or if they don't really communicate well enough to pass it off. But the tackle and Cole Strange there at left guard are going to end up not passing this thing off, but it doesn't matter. Actually, both guys still get their guys blocked. And just watch Cole Strange's range and his feet here. Looks like a tackle blocking this guy. So there you see the movement, but you can see here that strike and how much he kind of affects the pass rusher there with that upward strike of his and his two hands, and then watch the feet just dance there. And he's got that ability to just run this guy around the arc and make sure that he doesn't give up the inside. That's some tackle-like feet there. And I know that some people have asked me, do you think that Cole Strange can play tackle? He's 6'5", he's 307 pounds. His arms are a little bit short for tackle, ideally, but when you see this kind of movement skill and pass protection, you do wonder if in a pinch or if they absolutely wanted to kick him outside. I think he's got the pass pro movement down. I mean, that's about as clean and smooth as a possibly can look. That's a really good rep of pass, a really good pass set there. So another thing about his pass protection that really stands out is, again, kind of like with the run blocking, you see him be able to react to blitzes and really come off and make some really good pickups here. So what he's not, he's going to be uncovered here, right? There's nobody over him. There's nobody rushing on him. So his first initial instinct is to come over here and help out the tackle. But what's going to end up happening is he's going to have 5 there. 5 is going to blitz right up the middle on this blitz game, and watch Strange. Strange is just going to see it happen. His eyes are super hyper aware. He knows that he's comboing, double teaming here, right? So he's got to be active with his eyes. He's got to make sure there's nothing else schematically coming at them, because it's his job kind of as the free guy to then go ahead and pick up an interior blitz, and that's exactly what he's able to do here. So there he goes in combos, but you can also, or doubles, excuse me, but you can see his eyes are already peeking to the inside just to make sure that nothing's brewing. And when he sees this coming up, I mean, that's going to be a free run to the quarterback. He just peels right off of his guy and make sure that he gets it blocked. That's really good awareness. That's really good understanding of your assignment and just of your rules. And he's able to go there and just clean that blitz out, and the quarterback's got plenty of time to complete this throw into the flat to the back. So these are the types of awareness and movements that the D-line gives to him, or the defensive front seven gives to him, that he's just super capable of picking up and is very hyper aware to what the defense is doing. It's a really impressive trait of his. So lastly here in pass pro, in the positive side, he's going to make a block here that Patriots fans are really going to be familiar with as soon as they see it. So this is what I would call the Charles Barkley block in the Patriots scheme. They call this play Charles Barkley. They're going to have the play action fake between the quarterback and the running back, and they're going to pull this guard to simulate like a downhill power scheme, right? And Cole Strange is going to be able to come out here, and he's going to be able to block the end coming off the edge, be all the way, going all the way from the back side of this play, all the way to the, or from the front side, excuse me, all the way to the back side. So that little motion's going to hold Paschall just a little bit, but here comes Cole Strange. And you see his ability there to come through and pick up this block. And this is exactly the type of block that the Patriots are going to see on tape and say, this translates really well to what we're going to ask him to do. And he's able to just get all the way over there and help out and pick up Paschall. This is a tough block to make now. The motion does help him out a little bit, gives Paschall that little second of hesitation, but I still like the movement. I still like the eyes. I still like where he gets to this set point and is really just in a great spot to make that block. So even if Paschall comes downhill right away, I think he's got a good chance to get this block. So that's a block that's going to translate really nicely into what the Patriots are going to ask him to do on play action scheme. So the one issue that I see with Strange right now in pass protection, which I'm sure they'll get to work on really quickly and is something that's easily correctable, is he does have a tendency to overset at times, and especially react to sudden movements by pass rushers, like inside out moves when somebody gives him a jab step or fakes to the outside or makes any sort of movement one way or the other really quickly. He's going to overreact to it and he's going to overset. So here the DT is going to rush on him, and he's going to give that little outside jab, inside move, right? It's kind of like an Allen Iverson crossover, but for a pass rusher. And you're just going to see Strange overset, meaning he just puts too much momentum in that direction to the left going out of his stance, and it's going to open up the inside door, so the pass rusher is going to end up coming in inside here. So this is something that I think needs to be corrected before the Patriots get into the regular season, because this is a move that he's going to see a lot. Now, the good news is that Christian Barmore is a pretty good guy to learn on, right? If you're the Patriots in training camp and you need Cole Strange to have some tough one-on-one reps in pass pro to clean up some of the things that he does have issues with in pass pro, there's nobody better than Barmore that he's going to go up against in the pass rush and the interior in the NFL. So watch again, just watch that little jab step. You see that little jab step and that fake to the outside that the pass rusher gives him right there, this fake. That jab step is going to cause Strange to kind of come out here, and he's going to throw his punch, and he's going to get lunged forward a little bit and outside, and then you can already kind of see this inside forming on him, and he's just a little bit overzealous here, I guess is the word. And you can see that there he gets crossed up and he allows the inside pressure. There's actually a pretty good job though of recovering, I would say, to it, and he at least saves the rep so that it's not a clean run at the quarterback, and it allows his QB to get the pass off. That's that footwork and that redirect, that movement skill to be able to come inside. So even a low light here, I think I can at least spin it to somewhat being a positive. But again, I see him overreact to a lot of these jab steps, a lot of these flinches, things like that. You just got to be careful about those as an NFL offensive lineman, especially on the interior. That inside-out jab step is really popular right now. And if it gets on tape that he can't block that, he's going to see it a ton. So that's something that he'll have to work on in pass pro. But again, overall, just a really clean tape here against Kentucky. I think that was the only pressure that I logged that he gave up. If you go back to the beginning and let this run a little bit, you see so much of the movement on the offensive line happening right behind Cole Strange at left guard. The explosiveness out of his stance, the first step, the ability to get up to the second level, all the hard blocks that Chattanooga had in their run blocking system. It was so much of it was done by 69. I mean, he was the focal point. The whole thing was run through him. He's blocking outside zone on the strong side. He's blocking inside zone on the backside combo. He's the only guy pulling. I mean, there's just so many things that he does, and he does well in the run game already. And in that vein, he's not exactly the same type of blocker, but coming out, I think Shaq Mason had a lot of the same things where he came in such a run-heavy scheme at Georgia Tech and didn't have a ton of experience pass setting, but eventually learned that skill. And I think Cole Strange is kind of starting from a similar space than that. But what I love about Strange and pass pro in particular, you see the range and you see the awareness. Just when things change on him, the moving parts, he's so aware, hyper-aware of being able to sniff those out. So that's a really good tape there from Cole Strange, and we'll have a lot more on the rest of the Patriots 2022 class to come here, but I wanted to break down the Patriots first round pick for you guys in this video. That concludes our film room of Patriots first round pick Cole Strange. Like I said, we will get to the rest of the Patriots 2022 NFL Draft rookie class and some other videos here on Patriots Press Pass, wide receiver Tyquan Thornton, cornerback Marcus Jones, and a slew of others. We will get to all of them, as many as we can, right here on Patriots Press Pass. And as always, if you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel, because we have a lot more coming right here on CLNS Media. I'm Evan Lazar for CLNS Media. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching our coverage of the six-time Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Patriots Press Pass, for a lot more exclusive content on the Patriots right here on CLNSmedia.com.